Hello everybody, and welcome back to the No More Heroes walkthrough. It is time for us to head to Ranking Battle 7. And if you recall what happened at the end of the last part, we just have to, go to the subway, because we're going to a film studio. Now, while I'm not necessarily a fan of this level, it can be a little bit frustrating, I am a massive fan of the boss character. And to be perfectly honest, I absolutely adore all of the bosses in this game. More so for their characters than the actual fights. Because, for example, this fight that we're going to right now, it can get really annoying if you aren't careful. Same for the next fight, and there are a couple of after that which are also just frustrating at times. But the character itself is actually brilliant. Destroy Man is wonderful. Also, funny story. So, I started recording this fight. Got, I believe, partway into the level, and then I missed a trading card. So then I had to do it all over again. One trading card! Thankfully, it was only like 5 minutes, so it's not exactly like I was missing out on anything ridiculously worthy with my time. But it is just one of those things of so close. It's particularly frustrating when you see just how close the treasure chest is to the exit point. So it's very easy to cock up, and that is exactly what I did, which was really, really, really embarrassing. But we begin our level on the subway. And basically it's a case of kill people and run up the cars. Now once again we have another variant on the theme. I'm going to assume that this one is called K... Oh no, that would be K Entertainment. I'm learning. This one will either be Hot Dreams or 10 Tons of Titanium, I would have suspected. This is just going off of the way that the soundtrack is structured. So it's definitely the case that the songs are in somewhat chronological order, which is very obvious for when you get to disc 3, because it does actual order of songs, and I can easily identify which the songs are. Here it's a little bit more messy. But it's also particularly frustrating because so many of the songs are just a remix of NMH, which is fine because it's a great song if a little bit repetitive after a while. But having all the variants is just really cool. Also, get used to seeing this subway car. That's not really quite right. I had to get used to seeing this subway car because one of the easiest ways of getting money in the game is in an assassination gig, which takes place in the subway. You don't unlock it until after rank 4, I think. Or at least after doing one of the... if you do the side job after doing rank 4. But basically it's quite a late game thing, and that is one of the easiest and quickest ways of getting a lot of money. And it is my kind of money grinding mission. There's technically, I think, one better, but I hadn't got it unlocked, so I couldn't use it and abuse it. Also, it takes a little while, so I'd say that one's best. But so that's what I used to get loads of money. You are going to see it, I think, in the next part, actually. Also, there's my boosting, and that was how close that treasure chest was to the exit. If you go to the exit too late, you're not getting that chest. Which is so frustrating. So very frustrating. But at least I now have my running boost. You can only use it when you don't have your beam katana out, so it's helpful in that regard. It's very helpful in that regard, because it means that you can cover a greater distance very quickly, but when you are fighting, there's generally a lot of enemies about, so really, you're not going to be wanting to run around weaponless at those moments, so you will just be fighting anyway. But this is what is going to formulate pretty much the majority of this level, is going into these massive warehouses and killing a bunch of people. Now I suspect this particular song might be 10 tons of titanium. I don't know whether we'll get a slightly different one in the next room. As I said, it's not my forte. But I think one of the primary songs for this level is Piranhas in the Air. But I don't know whether that is actually this one. Also, this is the first time that we actually get introduced to gun enemies. And as you can see, they're a pain in the backside. Because they can attack you from a distance. And if you aren't facing them, then, you know, you are going to get hit. And that's not cool. It's really not cool. Because they are literally impossible to dodge. Unless you're up close and personal, and if you're up close and personal, then they try to run away. Which is just like, for God's sake, stay still, man, I just want to kill you. I mean, I'm glad they have some level of self-preservation, because most of these guys aren't hugely difficult to defeat. It's just a case of spam away, pull a death blow out, and it'll be fine. Yeah. Now, I'm very, very, very excited to get to this boss because he's so utterly ridiculous. Like, so ridiculously ridiculous. He's easily kind of one of the most lunatic bosses in the game. And it's actually beautiful. If there's one thing that I think Suda 51 is always very highly praised for, it's his boss encounters. Like, they are always a major highlight. And oh, it just makes me so happy. Something that I found out upon a small bit of research, wasn't much, but it was some, was that in Heroes Paradise, which is the PS3 Xbox, well, PS3 in the West port, but is also on the Xbox 360 in Japan, they actually introduced a mode where you could just refight the bosses, which is a godsend. From what I can gather, there's a lot of good improvements for Heroes Paradise, but in the end, this is still sort of technically the superior version. It's mostly just in the way the game feels, the way the game looks, and all of that. So, in the end, all the extra features don't really make the game any better. Which is really frustrating, because some of those changes do look very good. It's something that I will go into much more detail with... oh, gosh. Probably in one of the next slower parts. Or at least in one of the, well, rather short parts, because, as I said, there's 3 of them, we've already had one, we've got another 2 to go. And they're going to get shorter. Oh yeah. It's the curse of having levels which get longer, but which you don't really want to split up, so adding extra stuff onto either side of them just ends up ending really messy. Which is never fun. Now, I'm not using it too much at present, but there is a really cool way of getting enemies out of their charge motion, which is to do the wrestling attack, which is kind of pressing the B button and thereby kicking them in the face. And then you can pull a wrestling move on them sometimes, and that it causes massive damage. Get more by reading the wrestling videos, watching the wrestling videos. Oh dear. But you can also get wrestling moves by getting wrestling masks, which appear at the end of each of the levels after the conversations with Sylvia. You haven't seen them because I've already got them and they're all up on my wall in Travis's motel. But yeah, I've already got it all, so you're never going to see learning them.
Hello? Anybody home? Did you even hear what I just said? And you call yourself an assassin? This is why third rates like you are hopeless. I am 120% certain you are going to die. All you can do is trust your force and head for the Garden of Madness.
Thank you, Sylvia, for showing such confidence in us. Although, having said that, we most definitely will be showing our Force with a capital F. Star Wars. So, did I just say something? Oof. No, in all seriousness, this game really likes Star Wars. Massively so, as you will see as we progress throughout the game. There's quite a few little references. And they're all beautiful, but the fact that Sylvia constantly talks about trust in your force kinda hammers the point home quite a lot if the other stuff you don't recognise, and seriously, you should recognise some of the other references because they are so obvious. And I love it for that. But here we go. It's time to take on Destroy Man and have one of the most awesome cutscenes ever. It's... oh! I love it so much.
Oh man. I thought I wouldn't make it here on time. Had to take care of some customers that filed complaints. My apologies. So much to do with so little help. Yeah, I can't stand these people with all their nonsense complaints. They think they can just say anything. It's crazy. But anyway, I'm here. I made it on time. That's the important thing, right? I take it you're Mr. 8?
You? You're ranked?
Not me. Well, actually it is me.
Oh, that makes sense.
Never mind then. You've got a job to do. But first I need some time to get ready. Would you mind turning the other way? I need some privacy.
Privacy?
Yes. I need to prepare.
Whatever. Don't mind me. Pretend I'm not even here.
I just need you to look the other way for a second.
A second.
Yes, just a split second. I don't think it's too much to ask. Deal?
Then we can get on with our fight?
That is correct.
All right.
Oh, damn it.
Whoa! That was close. For a second there, I forgot that you were a killer.
Sorry if I scared you. I didn't mean to do that. Something's wrong with me today.
I let my guard down. Getting sloppy. I gotta stay on my toes.
You mind if I ask you something?
Yeah, what is it, Mr. Cosplay?
We're both assassins, right? Why do we have to kill each other anyway? If you ask me, it's absolutely meaningless.
It's about determining who's best. That's what it's about.
Can't argue with that. Well then, let's get started.
What? You want to shake hands?
We're both fighters, aren't we? Not killers, at least for now. This is a sign of sportsmanship, that we respect each other before and after the fight. Good luck.
Likewise.
Destroy Spark. Oh, this is great. Is this guy an idiot or what? Is this a joke? You fell for the oldest trick in the book. Oh man, you are something. Oh, this is the best. Man, you really cracked me up. I think this laughter's gonna kill me. Oh, seriously, I think I might really die from laughter. It hurts. Someone help. Oh God. Oh shit. I thought I was gonna die there. For real. And look at you. You look like you're dead. I guess it's time for a wake-up call. Destroy Cow! Destroy Team! This is where it gets good. Good night. Destroy Buster!
That was quite a move. I'll admit you've got potential. If challenge had a taste, you'd be quite delicious. Fight for the 7th? Yeah, sure. Bring it on. I love a challenge.
You're as good as dead.
Oh, Destroy Man is amazing! I believe the music during that cutscene was Shy Supernova, but once again hesitant. However, I can certainly say that the battle theme is Stop Hanging DJs. Wonderful title. Now, Destroy Man is voiced by Josh Keaton. Something that should sound, a name which should sound remarkably familiar to you, because he's the voice of young Hercules in the Hercules film, Disney's Hercules. He's Hercules! Ah! But he has also voiced... oh gosh. Lungfish Zealot in Psychonauts, among other things. He is Adamska and Ocelot in Metal Gear Solid 3. He has been Ocelot in other things as well. He is Ryu Hayabusa in Ninja Gaiden 2. He is Peter Parker Peter Parker / Spider-Man in The Spectacular Spider-Man, as well as voicing, I think it's Ultimate Spider-Man in... oh gosh. Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. He is also... well, he's voiced Spider-Man quite a lot. And more recently, he has voiced Hal Jordan / Green Lantern in Green Lantern the Animated Series and other things. And he is Dick Grayson / Robin in Batman Arkham Origins, as well as recently voicing Spyro in Skylanders. But the less said about that, the better. Now, from the concept art, which we will see later on, of Destroy Man's weapons, it reveals that early on in development his original aim was going to be Justice. And the fact that he was going to be called Justice is probably a reference to Afro Samurai, which is an anime which is pretty awesome from what I can remember, in which Afro's father is killed by a man named Justice. The fact that Shinobu is a ninja samurai with Afro is also... and also the fact that Afro is trying to get revenge for somebody killing his father/master. There's a lot of Afro Samurai being thrown about. Now, his Destroy Buster, aka his crotch cannon, is potentially inspired by the comic book La Caste de Meta Baron by Jodorowsky. Because apparently Suda51 said that No More Heroes is inspired by the movie El Topo, which is also by Jodorowsky, in this comic book, a character called Othon has a multi-protonic pelvis, so it wouldn't be surprising. But I do just love that it's just a massive cosplay superhero, just piss take, really. Especially the fact of, you know, crotch cannon. But, oh, it's just wonderful. Like, really amazing. The fight itself can get a little bit tedious because he only has certain moves that he's weak afterwards. And there is obviously the bit where he's flying around where you've got to destroy things, but it gets a bit difficult. Either way, something which should also be noted is that sort of this, with Josh Keaton voicing Destroy Man, is sort of playing against type. Because I think he's normally kind of the young, heroic type. But here, obviously, buff superhero who is a complete and utter narcissistic asshole. But, absolutely adore Destroy Man. He is one of the most amazing boss fights ever. But he is, after a bit of faffing around, he's dead. Take that, Destroy Man. You most certainly weren't my last hope. But you're dead.
Don't cry like that.
So you'll have to make do. You couldn't really go the distance, could you? Such a shame.
I can't hear you.
Help me, please.
What is this I hear from a 7th ranked killer? Whatever. It's over anyway.
Please, help me.
There you go.
Now this is the slight thing of hypocrisy in the censored versions of No More Heroes. So, they censored the dismemberment and the gushing blood, but they didn't censor all the blood on the floor, they didn't censor the blood on his mouth, or the massive gaping hole in his chest. It's just like, so you can have all of this going on, all this blood, but you can't have the chopping people up. Because, obviously, you literally cut him in half. And in the uncensored version, you see that half, with the nipple gun still trying to fire.
Hey, when I hit number 1,
so,
you better be looking your best.
yeah.
No need to pretty up.
It's a little bit hypocritical, to be honest. There was literally no reason for censoring it. No reason at all.
Damn.
Also, Travis, you are never getting into those pants in this game. Maybe in the sequel. But certainly not in No More Heroes. Sylvia's just a little bit too, coy, I believe. But there we go, we've got rank 7! We are moving up the ranks incredibly quickly. Really, No More Heroes isn't that long a game. It's just padded out ridiculously a lot. But anyway, time to move on to rank 6. Let's do this!